So I wanted to touch on why circumstances don't matter, not at all. And that is firstly because, well, we as humans prescribe, assign a meaning to whatever. So a circumstance is just another word for an experience, so to speak. Something that occurs. So something in this physical, linear time perspective, 3D reality, an experience that you went through, so to speak, and you gave it a meaning. Well, let's go further, as in you gave it a negative meaning, a positive meaning, good, bad, indifferent. Once again, you choose. So it doesn't matter, but in this case it does matter because you assigned a negative meaning to the circumstance, and now by you doing it, that is how that experience or circumstance, well, is for you, so to speak. Once again, it is neutral, but by you giving it a meaning, now you gave it the meaning of being negative, so to speak. Well, negative or positive, it doesn't matter. I just wanted to touch on why circumstances don't matter. And I just came across a good example once again. And that is that, a good example is just, maybe people have heard it before, but Neville got it mentioned this multiple times, on different occasions, so to speak. But it is also one of his case histories in, I think, the book of The Power of Awareness. And it's all about, maybe you know what I'm talking about, maybe you don't, but it's all about an older woman or grandmother with her grandson attended one of Neville's lectures. And at the end, they spoke to each other. They had some words, so to speak. And now Neville asked this older woman, so what do you desire? What do you want to create once again and manifest? Whatever creation is finished, but what do you want to materialize? What for experience do you want to, experience in the 3D reality? By putting your awareness on it. Well, the boy who was with the older woman, the grandson or whatever, also answered, and he told Neville, "I want a puppy dog, a small dog." And practically before he could finish his sentence, his grandmother told him, like, this isn't possible. You cannot have a dog. You cannot have a puppy. Your parents don't allow it. They don't have the money for it. They don't have the time for it. There's not enough time or I don't know, money, whatever, to take care of the little dog. But yeah, this was just a kid, a small boy who hadn't been that indoctrinated, so to speak, programmed. His imagination is still fully active, and obviously it is for everyone, but he didn't yet get told, like, it's airy-fairy to use your imagination and it's childish and this is not how the world, operates, works. Well, that's exactly how the world operates. Imagination is everything, and then again, imagination is just practically a different word for putting your awareness on something, in your mind, so to speak, but putting your awareness on whatever you do or do not desire. Well, anyways, so the boy listened to Neville, and Neville obviously told about the, so to speak, the stating in to sleep technique, SATS, purely so that you just get into a relaxed meditative state. And because you know that you're practically going to dream, you're always dreaming, this is the dream, and by going to sleep you're going into another part, so to speak. It's just a different experience of this dream, so to speak. That's all besides the point. The SATS technique is there so that the monkey mind, so to speak, shuts up, so to speak. Starts getting less and less active, more and more quiet, so to speak. So the ego or the monkey mind, whatever, all these thoughts, feelings that you might have assigned all these meanings to, they don't really matter at that moment, because you're about to go to sleep. You're pretty much letting go of everything. Well, that is why Neville came up with the stating into sleep. because in that state, alpha brainwaves, whatever, the subconscious mind, whatever, all these. The subconscious mind is just a different word for the Father in me who does the work. So God, whatever, the creator mind, so to speak. You are one with the creator mind, but this is my finite human mind now, letting God, so to speak, or whatever, life, all that is, source, speak through this finite human mind, voice, whatever, okay? But the thing is, the boy knew what to do, Obviously his parents told him no, and his grandmother told him no, but Neville never told him no, He was at the lecture, and once again, it was just a little boy who wasn't that much indoctrinated, told he couldn't become things, or, he wasn't programmed to think that he is a victim of his life, so to speak, that he has no influence on whatever, no control on his life, because he actually does. We all do, So this kid decided to just try it out, why not? Just use your imagination, just put your awareness on whatever you do desire. And he desired a puppy dog, so a few times in the week, so every night, so to speak, the boy went to sleep, and before he literally fell asleep, he just imagined, put his awareness on while he was laying in bed, very, in a playful way, so to speak, but that is exactly how this works, There's nothing airy-fairy about none of this. It's actually precisely how it works. So the little kid, the little boy put his awareness on, sleeping in a bed with the desired puppy next to him, looking at it, feeling its fur, petting it, and he did this multiple times. Well, he got the dog, he got the puppy, but how did it, what was the interval of time, so to speak, what was the bridge of incidents, because, once again, circumstances do not matter, but at the moment the boy said to Neville that he desired a puppy, well, the circumstances came right in his face, so to speak, The grandma immediately told him, like, this, you're not going to get a dog. You cannot have a dog, your parents don't allow it, maybe they have allergies or whatever, allergic to it, I don't know if that was the case, I don't remember right now. But once again, that's beside the point, that's just another different, so to speak, circumstance. Something in life that tells you the opposite of what you do desire, Yeah. The thing is, it doesn't matter, The boy got the dog. And how? Well, it happened through like a contest, a school contest, I guess. And the boy entered the contest, and the prize you could win if you won the contest was like a puppy dog, And obviously, because the kid desired a puppy so much, and in his imagination, so to speak, he already put his awareness on having the dog, sleeping with it, petting it, looking at it, in his own bed, which implies that the dog was in his house, in his bed, or in his parents' house, in his room, in his bed, There you go with the dogs, But it just proves that you do have control over every and anything, literally. I mean, it doesn't matter. This is just an example of a little boy, 50, 60 years ago, I don't know. But maybe even 70, man. I thought maybe the lecture was in 1950, I don't know. At least what I said, it is in the power of awareness as well, so Neville brought this example up multiple times because it's a good example to show that even if you're being told no or whatever, or the world is showing you, well, all the undesired things, so to speak, everything that's telling you cannot have this, you cannot experience this, you cannot be, do, or have this, but you can, because you, once again, are the sole cause of the phenomena in your life, which means that right now you are choosing something, Scripture, God told you, choose this day. And like Lindell says, it's always this day, and it's always the appointed hour. And the appointed hour is right now. The appointed hour of desired change, because we're living in a world of constant change, The only true self, the never ending, never the quiet observer, so to speak, that it will always be here and it has always been here. And either if you're a small child or you're an old man or an old woman, hitting almost 100 years of physical existence, so to speak, still the same awareness, And if you really, really understand that, then understanding that you consistently in each second, once again, just each moment, put your awareness on whatever you do or do not desire. And it is all neutral. You decide or assign a meaning to it. So either good, bad, positive, negative, indifferent, amazing, beautiful, horrendous, horrific, I don't care. It's all just human made up words, to try and, assign a meaning to something, This plant behind me, we can call it a plant or, even a tree, call it a tree, but is it a tree? No, we just call it that, But can we really, prove that that is what we're assigning as meaning to it, so to speak, And we can. I mean, one thing that happens to me and the same thing that happens to a different person, so to speak, everything is one, so that person is me and I am that person, but just in a, individual type of, linear time perspective, 3D reality, finite little me, Once again, the same experience, I could, assign a meaning as very, very, very positive. And so somebody else could say, well, it was absolutely, ridiculous, I hated that. Why did I have to go through it? Like, that might be one of the most negative situations I've ever been in, Once again, you choose, you decide. And I get that once, obviously, you might come to a conclusion of good or bad faster than, you might be like, oh, because of everything I endured and experienced, this, so to speak, obvious example of reality is indeed negative or is indeed positive because, and you're gonna link a whole bunch of other experiences and memories to that thing, and because you claim them to be positive or negative, now suddenly the other thing has to be as well. But here you go, this is all you doing it to yourself, and some things it doesn't really matter, but if you're doing this to money, so to speak, there's still people who actually believe that it is demonic to have a lot of money, to be abundant. God wants you to be abundant. This is your birthright in all aspects. So also in, money-wise, energy, currency, flow, energy, that is what money is. Like a current, just keeps on moving. I just wanted to, give this example. The boy was told no, and if he believed he couldn't have it right there and then, he would have never had it, He would have never manifested, created the experience of the whole contest and everything in a, in a bridge of incident type of way, so that he still could get what he desired, It's all you, At least 3-4 people told this little boy that he couldn't have what he wanted, and not just some random people, his own parents, and his grandmother, which he probably trusted a lot and loved a lot and believed in a lot, and they could tell him pretty much whatever and he would believe it, But in that moment he decided not to do so, And he ended up with what he first just desired and was aware of in his mind, and then later on he had the puppy in physicality, looking at it, touching its fur or whatever, So once again, it's all you. I can make much more of it, And of course I will go into much more examples and elaborate and emphasize on a whole lot of more, 3D physical limitation, so to speak, kind of perspectives, because that's the only thing you are putting your power in, so to speak, and that's why you don't see what you desire, You don't materialize, so to speak, what you are aware of in your mind, What you put your awareness on is what reflects. But if the second if you put your awareness on your desire and you put your awareness on you don't have it, or I cannot have this desire, everything is possible, but just this SP or this celebrity SP or amount of money, $5 million, I can't be that person. But understand that you just made that claim. I cannot be that person. Why couldn't you be? Choose right now. Today. Right now.